Hey everybody, Hardtekticon is back, bringing you the retail release of Combiner Wars Dragstrip! Boom! Here we have Deluxe Class Combiner Wars Dragstrip, the first of the Stunticons. Now, in case you haven't really been paying attention, there were 4 figures released in this class wave, in the deluxe first wave, and it was Air Raid, Firefly, Alpha Bravo, which all 3 of those are aerial bots, and then this guy, Dragstrip. Now, I already have TFC Superion, who I guess is superior to the Hasbro one, so I'm not getting the Hasbro one. So I just picked up this guy, just this Lone Ranger right here. They did not have the Voyager Combiner Wars Optimus, which I really wanted, but they didn't have him. All they had was this guy. So I got him. He is a not super great orangish yellow color with some maroony purplish red bits, and the paint is kind of a different color than the molded plastic. It's okay though, it's okay. What else do we got? Decepticon symbol. Pretty cool head sculpt, but here, are you actually going to focus for me? I doubt it. Focus! Okay, but either way, there he is. It's got those red lines. It does make it look like he's crying blood. I've heard people say that. I heard Emgo say that. Mine's got a couple little paint mess ups. You can see, like, kind of on the edge, it wasn't fully filled in. And I'll show you some other ones. Oh yeah. And on this wheel, I got some silver. Silver on the wheel! Normally people complain when there's no silver on the wheel. But, you know, there's not a whole bunch to say about him. I mean, he's a pretty basic figure. There he's got some stuff molded right into the back of his legs. Almost looks like thrusters or something. But they're not for the car. I can only assume they're for the leg mode. That way the leg, being as big as it is, can kind of move faster, I guess. Oh, and right here, if you can see that, that pig right there is for those stands, like I showed in my last review with Skybite. It wasn't a review for Skybite, but Skybite was in it. But yeah, so I guess with these Combiner War figures, you can put him on those stands, like for instance Dragstrip and Carmo will look like he's flying through the air. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I can only assume all the rest of them have that, especially since it's aerial bots and airplane just kind of sitting on the floor. Not the floor, you probably have them on the shelf, but just sitting on the floor, it's not that great. Not that great, but when there's a little bit of distance between the floor and the bottom of the plane, that's pretty cool. So, good job Hasbro. Like, most of the figures should have these from now on. Thank you. Alright, so for articulation, his head moves on a ball joint. It's 360 degrees, and mine's really tight, and there's another paint mess up. Right there. See it? You can see it, it's that blue stuff right there. Hasbro is getting sloppy with their paint. Okay, so his arms kind of move up and down at the shoulder and move around at the shoulder on a ball joint. And then they move right here at the bicep. Around and around, 360 degrees. And then they got an elbow joint. And then a little bit of wrist movement for transformation, no wrist swivel. Okay. He's got a waist joint to move 360 degrees. He's got ball jointed hips, and they rotate at the thigh and at the knee. And that's pretty much it. that's pretty much it. You can see his mouth open. Blah. And this big silver thing, in case you haven't figured out, is the connector port. So, my thing's getting kind of skewed here. Let me fix it. There we go. So, for comparison, wait. Accessories. First of all, the card. Now they're in the Combiner Wars, Hasbro that is. They got to be doing the cards too. I hear that they're gonna stop doing the cards and do comics instead. I like the fact that we get free comics, but I don't like the fact that they're starting us on a little card collection and then just no more. Because I actually kind of collect all these cards. It's fun. And not only that, but I already buy all the comics digitally. So he gets a sword. It's purple. Got some nice molded in details. And a lot of people are saying it must be a gun too because of that, because you can hold it like that. But I think that's just for alt mode. So there he is with his sword. And here he is with his foot handpiece. But in robot mode, it works like a gun. A double barrel gun with fingers in it. So there's that. Kind of heavy, making him topple over. So, now, for comparison, we're going to pull out the only other drag strip I own right now. Human Alliance drag strip. And also, since he was part of Dragstrip, not really, but he came with Master Disaster, I think? I think that's it? Master Disaster? Master Disaster. There's a disaster. But yeah, to be honest with you, I actually like the look of this drag strip a little bit better, especially color-wise. I'm not crazy about this orange. I don't know what it is. I'm just not crazy about it. But he's got some silver right there too, in there. The silver is actually pretty nice. Look at that. Shiny. Oh, and I didn't really give y'all a side view. Fight. Back view. I did give you that. Another side view. There we go. So, there he was with Human Alliance drag strip. And for a recent Hasbro Combiner, Swindle. And anybody who ever had Bruticus or has Bruticus or Ruination knows that this mold is like the biggest one of the 5. So that's why Dragstrip looks so small. He's not that small, just compared to the biggest guy, he's that small. So, there he is with Swindle. Now, let's get him into, let's start him off with arm mode. Okay. Let's get him armed as an arm. Alright, first of all, we're going to plug his legs together. There's a peg and a slot and vice versa. Plug them together. Oh, and this port right here on the back goes into this little rounded slot. And there's another peg right there that goes right there under the port. So just do it. It's actually pretty hard to do it perfectly. So there he is with his legs together. Now we're going to turn his head around. Like I said, mine is really tight. We're talking like third-party tight here. Flip his fist in. And then we're going to flip his arms around. And see that notch right there? For some whatever reason, we're going to put this little edge into that notch. It's kind of weird. It doesn't really plug in. It's just kind of like a placeholder. You know, just so it makes things a little bit neater. So I don't hate it that it makes things neater. So now that you got those in, kind of turn his arms to where you can see, it's supposed to be closed, but to where you can see the fists, and move them like that. Okay, now, really, before we do that, let's get the combiner peg out. How I like to do it, see that little thing right there? I kind of push that with my thumbnail, then I grab this with my index fingernail and pull it out, because these things aren't super easy to pull out. I'm sure like a lot of little kids will have some trouble with it. So now I'll put them like that, and then we're going to make this a left arm. So turn his waist around to where the back of the legs are in the front. And we're pretty much done here, people. Let's see. Get the hand out. Here's that little venti thing. Just kind of push it. That'll get the fingers going for you. Then pull this forward and thumb over here. We're going to plug it in. And there you go. You have an arm. Yep, there's an arm. Let's arm him up, with this little sword, which to him is just kind of like a little knife. Probably not even a steak knife, just like a little butter knife. But he's got lots of arm movement, because here's Dragstrip's knees, and there's his thighs. So, I mean, you can almost get him to stab himself in the face. So that's cool. Alright, so now let's get him into leg mode. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to get Swindle here transformed so he could also be an arm. Be right back. Alright, so now we have Swindle as an arm too. And here's his combiner port right here. And Swindle does not make a good arm. There's the hand, as you can see, but I mean, yeah, let's twist him around so he's kind of doing the same thing as Swindle, but have his hand right. Oh, jeez. So he can only kind of do the big muscle man ape shape. So yeah, there he is compared to another recent arm. So I will have to say he makes a way better arm. Good job, Swindle. I mean, Dragstrip. Bad job, Swindle. Alright, so let's get Dragstrip into leg mode. Take his sword out. We're going to go ahead and do his fist. Straighten it out like that to where the thumb is in the back. Have the fingers folded in. That way it sits flat. Go ahead and leave it in frame. Alright. Collapse his legs inside here just by pushing this. See? Easy. We want to turn it around. Do we? I always get that mixed up. We do not want to turn it around. So, we want that in front. Turn it around. Take his arms, fold them straight. Okay, straighten that up to where the silver piece is in front. Straighten that up and just kind of fold it in there. It doesn't really clip or anything. It just folds in there. Same thing with the other one. Straighten it up to where you see the silver. Flip it around and then straighten it up. Okay, and then take this part, the spoiler, along with the rear section, and you're going to flip it up like this. There. And did I do something wrong here? No, I didn't do anything wrong. And then you got the hole, and you got the peg. You know what to do from here. And there you go. There is leg mode. And here's a place to put the sword. So, let's get Swindle in leg mode now. Push him back so you can see him. There we go. Be back in a second. Alright, so we're back with swindle, and leg mode. And to be honest, he actually makes one of the better feet modes. As you can see, he's slightly bigger. He's slightly put together more than Dragstrip. But they're still both good feet. I'll take this off so you can get a less obstructed view. And there's foot mode. So, now let's get everybody into vehicle mode. Go ahead and pull the foot off and put that aside for right now. And there we have it, a Hardtekticon first. First time my camera ever died during a review. That explains the cut. So, back to getting him into car mode. We're going to take the front of the car, unplug it from where it was plugged right there, and then we're going to flip it around, and there's 2 pegs right there, and 2 hole, well, it goes right there. Just plug it in, and then just take, well, make sure everything is plugged in. Then take the back spoiler, plug it back into where it goes, and there you go. You have car mode. On this surface, it's really not rolling that great. But not everything can be perfect, huh? It's rolling good enough. But yeah, that's him in vehicle mode. Looks pretty good. I like it. For articulation, the wheels spin. It's got that red, purplish, maroony color. And that weird yellow-orange color that I'm not crazy about. But the rims are painted. That's cool. There's a little seat. And there's a little Decepticon symbol. Nice looking. Yeah. And there's that port again. Like I say, you can put it on one of those stands to make it look like it's going like that. Like or like it's about to crash into something. Kind of like the G1 cartoon that introduces Stunticons. They're all like ramming into trees and stuff. So, for accessory storage, you got this peg on top of the car, and on the handgun. On the handgun, you have a peg right there. You can just plug it right there. And I think, to be honest with you, I think that looks pretty cool. I kind of like making the thumb touch the spoiler. That way it seems like one piece. Maybe do this. Maybe. Well, either way. I like that. I like that. That looks cool. Pretty cool looking. Now, if somebody was actually sitting in there, my God, they'd be close to that fire. That weapon fire be frying their hair if they had any. They weren't wearing a helmet like Master Disaster, who, since we brought him up, there he is, with Combiner Wars Dragstrip. And he rolls pretty well, as you can see. I'm going to take Dragstrip's sword we haven't put on yet, and use him as kind of a bumper. It's not really working. Oh my God. There we go. Sabotage! That's what Dragstrip's good at, is sabotage. So, that's what they look like together. And let's take this sword, and you can place it on either side, like this. Of course, you can do it like that, if you want. But my preference is like this. That way it kind of looks like you're going down the road, and you're like racing some guys. And you kind of come up and slice it all open, cut open the car, pop the tires. Cool. It really makes me want a second one to put on the other side. I might try and make that happen one way or another. But yeah, so there he is with a sword. Here he is with Human Alliance Dragstrip and Master Disaster. And here he is with Fall of Cybertron Swindle. Can't really see him all like that, huh? I'm just trying to make this guy not frickin' roll. Come on, butthole. Just don't do it. There we go. Now you can see all of them. So, really, I think that's about all there is to say on this. Well, I could sit here and talk about them for another 2 hours, but do you want to watch that? No. Save the 2-hour ones for the combiners, like the full combiners. But there is Deluxe Class Combiner Wars Dragstrip. And this has been Hardtekticon reviewing Deluxe Class Combiner Wars Dragstrip. And I will see y'all next time.